This channel is supported by truefire. Truefire is an online
Look,
library.
enough. You can get the truefire all access pass for as cheap as they ever do it, the $99 thing. So just jump and do that if you're looking for the best price that you can get truefire all access for.
Okay, so this has been really fun. I was pleasantly surprised with this guitar, really, because this is a guitar that I asked Sterling if I could demo it, purely because I thought that's a really interesting, different looking guitar. It's even more striking in person. You know, it's got Steinberger tuners, which are a totally different design that I've never seen in person. It's got this really ergonomic body. It's obviously, given that it's a Tosin Abasi signature, going to be more geared towards like the heavier players. But I thought, what if I do some dodgy wedding gigs on this? And I've actually had a lot of fun doing it. I had a gig on Tuesday last week and I used it for that. Really enjoyed it for that gig. And then on Friday evening I also had a gig, and then Saturday. So I've used it on like 3 gigs at this point, a bit of a busy weekend or week of it. But really impressed with it. Not at all what I was expecting, to be honest with you. And it's definitely the guitar that has kind of raised the most eyebrows when I kind of got it out of the case. People are like, what is that? But it's really kind of interesting to me. Anyway, so what makes it good or not good for this sort of gig is, I guess, the kind of question that I had. So the radius is a little bit flatter than I would normally use. It's getting towards 16 inches, the radius. It's 24 frets, which is actually kind of useful sometimes on some gigs. We've got 2 humbuckers, and importantly, this middle position I think sounds really cool. It's kind of like that in between out of phase type thing that you get on like the John Petrucci models, and that's a sound that I've really loved from my childhood, like playing RGs. I think it's like a really modern, cool sound that is something like a single coil, but not entirely. It's a Nyato body, which another word that we would use for that would be NATO, I think. A roasted maple neck, and yeah, just all round a very interesting guitar. It's not super lightweight, but it is about sort of maybe 7.5 pounds ish. But what I've really liked about it is that it's actually a lot more subtle than you might expect. So that's the middle position. If I go to the actual... got that way hotter. got that middle sound. So what it does really well is, of course, like the rockier stuff. And I really like that it doesn't have like a Floyd Rose type trem. So this is more sort of your 2-point Goto sort of style, which for me is just, yeah, if I see a Floyd Rose on a guitar, am I going to gig a guitar with a Floyd Rose? I generally wouldn't take the risk, just because it's like a little bit of a trickier thing to do. But yeah, really enjoyed it. I would say it's the first actual modern guitar that I felt like, oh, well, these are some maybe real improvements on things. Because obviously, like, I play a lot of what you might call like boomer guitars if you were, I don't know, a knob. But you know, your Les Pauls or your Strats or your Tellys, and when I like jump across to like your average sort of Ibanez or shreddy guitar or whatever, I don't necessarily feel like they're improvements as such. It just feels like they're a bit different. Whereas this body shape, whilst being very different, does, I think, feel super comfortable. And like, for instance, this part here feels very comfortable for your right hand. Like, it's just very well designed. So I've really enjoyed it. Sterling sent this over to me and I did a video with it, but I asked him, can I do another video gigging it, just because I've been really enjoying it. I've also asked Sterling if I can check out their new Rabea guitar, but if you've not checked out Sterling at all, I would say that this is a brand, you know, obviously they're part like Ernie Ball type designs like Music Man, right? So this is Sterling by Music Man. But I would say they're kind of a little bit of a different take, which is worth maybe a look. And again, this might be the sort of guitar that many of you would feel like, that doesn't suit me at all. But actually, having played it, it's a very interesting experience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you be caught at a dodgy wedding playing Mr. Brightside on this, or not? I've been enjoying actually turning up to these gigs with a guitar that's not really expected, and just, you know, having a bit of a laugh with the band. This one has actually just been super comfortable when I'm actually playing it, so I could play this guitar for hours and it's just great. So yeah, big shout out to Sterling. Give the Kaizen like a look if you ever see it in the shop. Just go up to it and sort of spend some time looking at it. I think you'll find it quite an interesting instrument in terms of just doing things very differently to many other bits and pieces. The pickups are the one area, I guess, that are not like signature or anything, where that might be an area that if you were, you know, a big Tosin fan or looking for some other things, that you might upgrade those, although I think in their own right they do sound pretty good, especially that in-between position. So yeah, very cool guitar. Cheers to Sterling for trusting me to do a couple of videos on it.